Hi, I'm Steven,
Hello, I'm Derek.
and this is RC Lawn Chair Pilots Podcast.
Yeah. Roll the thing.
All right,
Oh, that's
welcome back, everybody.
My herbal tea is very warm.
Your tea is a little too hot for you, huh?
Just a little bit.
How's everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody's having a great couple weeks and have had a great couple weeks. I don't know why I have such a hard time getting my mic to fill right.
It's just one of those nights for you, apparently.
I'm so off my game. I have no idea. I was about to go to bed, and when Derek's like, "Hey, just come on over. The door's unlocked." Oh yeah, we're recording. So
It's a good thing one of us is paying attention.
Yeah, because I wasn't.
Yeah. All right, so
anyway,
I've got some news. Do you have some news?
Into this. I don't have any. I don't have any real news.
Okay.
So let's
Well,
jump into your
I've
news.
got some news. There is a new social media. Ooh, I just turned on my flashlight.
That's cool.
There is a new social media. Yeah, you. Does yours not do that?
No.
Your phone?
No.
Where you can shake it a couple times and it turns on?
No.
I can also set it to where if I rotate it, it'll activate the camera.
Yeah, no.
I really like my Motorola phone.
I mean,
All
I
right.
could probably turn those features on, but
Probably.
I think I turned them all off on purpose.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Moving on. There is a new social media site specifically for RC pilots. Conveniently, it is called rcpilot.com.
Wow.
It's like Facebook meets RC groups, and just you can make posts, share videos, pictures. You can sort through people's posts and stuff by various categories if you're looking for something specific.
Cool.
I've been posting on there. I've been on there for a couple weeks now. I encourage you to join. It's pretty cool. It's got a lot of fun things in the works. So hit it up. And when you do, when you sign up, it'll ask you if someone referred you, and they ask for a referral code. Here is my referral code. I'll put it here across the top of the screen too. My referral code is 754149.
You should put it here too. Oh no. Here.
No, it'll be up here.
Just up there, not down here.
Nope, just up
on
here.
The side.
Nope,
Circles.
nope.
You can do all of that.
I'm not doing it though. So I encourage you to join. It's fun. As you post and comment and get likes and stuff, you'll rank.
Level up. Huh?
You'll level up. You'll advance through the ranks of like the Air Force. So go from like corporal to airman, and I don't know all the ranks, but eventually work yourself up to like a 4-star general sort of thing. It's pretty
Sweet.
fun. So yeah, join. It's going to be awesome. And again, use my referral code. It's pretty great. So
I don't have one yet because I haven't joined. So
yeah, well,
I'll have to join
I shared it on my Instagram.
and use his referral code.
Yes, you will. It's a lot of fun. There is no app for it yet. That's probably in the works right now. It's just a website. But yeah,
Cool.
you don't even have to be a member to open it up and look at everything that's there.
That's
You just
cool.
have to be a member to post. So
That makes sense. I mean, a lot of that's a lot of sites run that way, so that's cool.
yeah.
Very, very cool.
So, and then one other bit of news. Some or most of you out there listening to us in the worlds of the internet webs have probably heard of Sig Manufacturing. They are a balsa airplane manufacturing company out of Montezuma, Iowa.
Okay.
And they have been around since, I think, the 50s or 60s. Hang on. I'll look it up. Hold, please. There it is.
Please wait.
So they have been around since 1951.
Wow.
Owned by one guy and his wife. I forget their last name. I think Sigafusi is the actual last name. But when the husband died several years ago, his wife carried it on and kept going with it.
Cool.
But I don't know what the reason was, but back in 2018 they had to pretty much close shop and just they stayed open enough to maintain what they had left in stock and get it out.
Okay.
Sort of thing. But last year, a lovely gentleman by the name of Tom, I should have had this ready because I've been talking to him.
You've been talking to Tom?
I have been talking to Tom.
Nice.
His name is, hold on, Tom Lagerhausen, or Lagerhausen, probably Lagerhausen. He is the new COO and CFO. He bought Sig Manufacturing at the beginning of the pandemic, so back in beginning of 2020.
Okay.
And he's not an RC guy. He's a businessman. He's the kind of guy that buys companies, builds them back up, and then potentially sells them. But he saw Sig for what it was back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s, and like through its heyday, and wanted to bring that back. Because so many people, there's a lot of us out here who are like, Sig kits are awesome. They're an amazing price. They're very well designed and built, and it's quality stuff.
Okay.
So he saw that, and he decided he wanted to bring that back. So he bought Sig, and he has been working his tail off
To get that.
to
back
get
up
this
there.
company back up and running. They just got in an entire, like 2 weeks ago, they got in a huge container load full of balsa so they could start producing kits again.
Sweet.
And then just today, they got in a huge truckload of 480 ARF kits, almost ready to fly kits.
Wow.
That have just been on back order forever because slow boat from China. But those are getting ready to go out. Like, he is working like mad to get this stuff out here. Like the 2 meter power pod that I have for my Spirit, that came from Sig.
Cool.
But yeah, he's been working on getting that whole company back up and running. He posts weekly updates on their Facebook page, which are just super cool to read through, to see what he's doing. They have a new laser for laser cutting kits. They have new woodworking machines. They're working. So back in their heyday, they used to employ 6 to 10 designers, people that designed their airplanes.
Their airplanes. Okay.
Right now, they have one guy that's been doing it for years. And he's looking to rebuild his design team
Nice.
with several designers. Because Montezuma, Iowa is literally in the middle of nowhere. Like it's 45 minutes outside of Des Moines, Iowa.
And that's
It's just
nowhere.
it's just middle of nowhere. Like, there is a tiny little town. So he's like, when he posted last week and said, I don't know like the chances of people wanting to move out to Iowa, but I'm going to find designers and let them work remotely, sort of thing, and he'll supply them with materials and cash and stuff to design airplanes.
To do designing. Very cool.
So 5 people threw their names at him and said, I would love to be part of that team.
Were you one of those?
I was
5?
one of those 5.
Nice.
I got a message from him today on Facebook
Whoa.
acknowledging that I had thrown my hat in the ring for a designer,
Very cool.
and he will get back to me in October when they start seriously looking at their design team.
All right. Well, that's super awesome.
I need to learn how to design an airplane.
Yes.
Like, I have rough ideas of like,
If only you knew somebody that was in the business that did design already, or
Yeah, I've already started harassing my brother. I'm like, I need to learn how to design an airplane in the next 4 months. Help me.
So there's a little bit of math involved.
There is a little bit. Thankfully, I understand the build process of a balsa airplane.
Yes, you
It's
do.
just the design of making a good flying airplane. That's what I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but that I can learn that.
Yes.
And at the very least, I'm really good with CAD systems.
I mean, the thing is some benefits is you understand balsa and flight. Maybe not the math behind it, but you understand. So you can probably look at a couple things and like, you know what, this isn't gonna fly.
Yeah.
Or this has got a chance of flying.
Yeah.
Well,
and talking to my brother, he said a lot of, like, when it comes to designing an airplane, all his designs he's done with foam board.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, it really
You start
is.
with something simple and see if that flies. And that's like the same way Flight Test does it. They build a static model and then they just chuck it to see if it'll fly.
Yeah.
And if it does, then they start tweaking. going
Honestly,
from there.
that's even how real airplanes are designed.
Yeah, you start with something basic and simple and go from there.
And they literally just go from there. And it's like taking the scale model of a large, super airliner, jumbo jet, what is the super Airbus,
Yeah.
like those designs, like they just took a smaller one, scaled it up, and then seen if it could fly within the computer first.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Gotta love simulators.
Yeah, exactly. And then, if it passed those tests,
Yeah.
The problem is side note on aircraft, because I did a little research in just aircraft design, is as you scale up the size, the engine actually scales up almost exponentially compared
Yeah.
to the aircraft itself.
Thankfully,
And
the
so
physics scales really well.
it does, but the
Engines
engines have to scale quite a bit
Oh yeah,
quicker than the rest of the everything else about the plane scales except the engines. The
Yeah,
engines
that
have
makes
to go
sense.
up more than the rest of the.
because the need of the engine is based on the weight of the aircraft.
Yeah, and as you scale up the engine, it causes the weight of the aircraft to be
Go up more,
heavier,
yeah.
and so you have to compensate.
You're kind of
for
chasing your tail.
Yes, you really are, which is why the jets and aircrafts of today have pretty much hit a peak of how big they'll go. But that
Yeah.
same technology is used in no matter what size of aircraft,
Yeah.
whether it be a paper airplane or all the way up to,
Yeah.
jet airliners that are actually flying, not, just rockets that are kind of controlled,
Yeah.
because that's different physics.
Yeah, that's a different monster. So there you go. Sig is working on getting back on their feet. They're doing an amazing job. I'm super excited,
That's
and
awesome.
hopefully things work out, and I can be
A designer.
participate in their design team. Like
That's-
that would. I'd move out to Iowa for that.
You could fly a lot more out there,
Right?
and
They
you have to.
They have their own field.
Well, you'd have to fly.
It's called the Sig Field.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like if you gotta test the plane after you build it.
I'd be flying every week.
So yeah,
It would
probably
be amazing.
you probably fly because you're going to build multiple designs
Oh, yeah.
with small variations. You got to take all of those out and fly every single one of them. See what they
Yeah.
do.
He posted, so Tom posted pictures on their Facebook page of their prototype room of all the planes that they designed as prototypes and never either the prototype just stayed a prototype or it got evolved into a production run.
Uh-huh.
They have a monstrous storage room full of prototype planes.
That's cool.
Everybody, like all of us that saw those pictures, were just like drool all over the place. I want all of them.
Well,
that's
awesome.
That's 60 years, almost 70 years of history in that room.
yeah.
Like
From
it is
51. Yeah, that's
It is amazing. So super exciting. Find Sig on Facebook, Sig Manufacturing, and you can follow their weekly updates.
Do we want to put a link in the description somewhere?
Yeah, we'll put a link. I'll put a link in the description to their Facebook page so that you can tune into their updates. It's super awesome. Again, I'm super stoked. I want so many of their kits
That is so awesome.
because they're reasonably priced. Like they have a 2-meter glider like mine.
Yeah.
It's called the Sig Riser. It's $50 something for the whole kit. Or you can get the Sig Riser 100, which is the 100-inch wingspan version,
Whoa.
for $105.
That's not too bad.
It's a screaming. I'm sure as things go along, they'll
Some of
change,
those prices
adjust
will-
their prices
yeah.
just due to the cost of balsa right now.
Cost of everything
But
right now.
yeah, but
yeah.
it should come back down. But even then, it's a screaming deal for these kits.
That's awesome. So,
So-
look for that. Check that out. That is, there will be forthcoming news, I'm sure, as Derek gets more knee deep in.
Even if I'm not designing airplanes, if I'm part of the team that's working on even the plans to like go with the kits or whatever,
That'd
if
be
I can
pretty cool.
participate in this, like that's I've only had this dream for a few years, but that's a dream come true.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. And
I'd love to say it's a childhood dream, but it's not. But
I mean,
still,
you're already a draftsman, essentially, a CAD
design
drafts-
engineer.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, that's the official name now.
That's the proper name. No,
Yeah.
well, a draftsman's much less qualified and does things a little differently, but kind of. I can perform the same function.
I'll stand to that because I'm an engineer also, so
So
That's
there you
awesome.
go. All right, we'll move on now.
that's awesome.
So I'm super excited for that,
And
as
back,
I've said.
I don't have any news.
Nothing?
Really. I mean,
Oh.
I did have an outing, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll
so.
get there. Plug for our sponsor, rcbattery.com. Be sure to hit them up for all your battery needs. Screaming
Yes.
deals on amazing batteries, guys. Seriously.
Very awesome batteries.
All right, carry on. Latest outings, have at it.
Is
that what's next?
No, products are next.
Oh, products are next.
I don't have any new products.
I have the one that I announced last week, but you haven't seen it yet, so we're going
No.
to take this opportunity for you
Well,
to see it.
I seen the video.
You haven't held it. Oh, and but I do have new product with this so I put new sticks on the gimbals. They were these little tiny black ones that had like razor sharp spikes on the end. So when you stuck your thumb on it,
it like drew blood.
It almost. It was not comfortable. So I bought the same sticks
That you have
that were on the other one that my brother now has, and it's just really nice. So there you go. You feel it.
It's heavy.
Yeah, I love the weight of it.
It feels good.
So, and I
I
found
don't know
out
if you could hear that because I was talking down.
I found out where the antennas are in it. The 2.4 gig antenna is around the frame of the LCD screen, and the 900 megahertz is in the handle. And I have external antennas on the way.
Yeah, because there's antenna 1 and antenna 2.
Yeah, so you can buy external antennas to improve your range and efficiency and all that, and those are on their way. You want to turn it on?
Yeah.
Press and hold the power button.
Yeah, I know how to turn it on.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
So, and it's a touch screen, or you can use the little rotary knob like on yours. And then these 4 buttons get you through your 4 menus.
Yeah, I'm pushing things. I'm not going to break anything, but
Here. So I'll show you what I've got set up.
pretty
So
cool.
I went through, let's go and change which model. We're going to use the Voyager because I actually spent some time on this one. And I've got the volume set on one of my knobs and the brightness set on the other knob.
Oh.
Right? So we'll go ahead and we'll let you guys listen in, but I've got it set to where I've got, that one doesn't do anything, excuse me.
Stabilize mode, normal.
So my 3 different modes.
Stabilize mode, auto mode.
My 3 different modes for the stabilized receiver. Did I have any others?
Well, you're asking the wrong crowd.
Throttle active.
Oh,
Throttle disabled.
I have a
Active. Throttle disabled.
I have a throttle disengage switch. If you switch it back too much, if it thinks you switched it back and forth too much, it
if you wiggle
reads it again. Oh no, it's my my Spirit glider that I have set up. Really nice.
Timer on. Switch warning.
So I've got
that was an aggressive switch warning.
well, it's nice because it shows you which switches are warning, so you can see on the little diagram there.
Yeah.
So like I've got a throttle warning, so I got to set that to idle. This switch needs to be centered. That switch needs to be centered to turn off the timer, and then that switch needs to be up to disarm the engine. So it like I have that checklist to make sure everything's in the right spot before I get in the air. But then I have a switch. What was this one?
I don't know.
So I've got a timer reset, timer off, timer on, and I can pause the timer and then reset it or continue it. I've got an engine arm and disarm for the power pod that can go on top. And this will be the same. I'll copy this model and use it for the Gentle Lady as well.
Yeah.
And then I think I only have those ones because I haven't set my rates yet. Oh, that's right. This one, so the one that's not making any noise, that one is to set the altitude, reset the altitude, and turn on and off the variometer.
That is very cool.
And then you can customize the display. So over here on this side, I've got it reading my altitude in meters.
Uh-huh.
I've got my timer, the RSSI signal, and my vertical speed.
That is very awesome.
Oh, and then I also have, I think this button, my momentary switch on the right side, if I flick that, it takes a screenshot. Because that's what you need.
Yes. I mean, the Tyrannus can do a lot of that same stuff.
It can.
Almost, I actually think it can do all of it except for the display, the touchscreen part.
Yeah, no.
But
So, and that's the nice thing.
because it's the same base code on it.
Well, yeah, so that's the nice thing is OpenTX is so powerful in what it can do.
Yeah.
FrSky took that power and applied their own user interface, which is Ethos.
In this case, yeah.
So
That's cool.
but they made like a few things are tweaked around. It's not OpenTX. It's just has the same capabilities.
Yeah.
And I love the user interface here. It is so nice and easy to work with. I can go into my model, edit my mixers, and select each one, and change all the things. You can do all the things.
That is very slick.
It is pretty sweet. I absolutely love it. I haven't been able to get out flying yet with it because I haven't fully set up any one airplane to fly with it yet.
He's just
'Cause
been
I've-
busy playing.
Well, I've been busy playing with this, getting it all working, as well as my yard.
Yeah, you've got a lot of
But-
yard stuff you've been working on. So
But my word, FrSky, Ethos still has a long way to go. It's still kind of in beta,
okay,
but it is very, if you're familiar with OpenTX, pretty easy switch.
that's nice.
If you're not familiar with either of them, it's pretty intense.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm super pleased. I'm super excited to use this. I've loved it so far. The little side cover grip thingies.
Yeah,
These are super slick.
Oh, hey.
Feel with and without.
yeah.
I like the feeling of with so much better. It fits my palms.
I can't decide which one I like better.
Having it without feels a lot more like the QX7 because that's kind of the shape that it has.
It does.
But I like the grips better.
Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a really nice controller, actually.
Yeah,
It'll be fun to see it out in action. Get you a plane set up, get you some time, and go fly something.
yeah, I need to.
Yeah, because it's been a while since you've been out.
It really has. And I have planes that can be flown. I just need to finish setting them up and fly them.
Yes.
So one of these days I will.
And,
of these
and you
days.
will, and you know,
No, I know.
you'll get out there. It's just a matter of finishing the honeydew list, which we all have.
Yeah,
So,
one
yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's my new product. I do. So one issue I have come across with this transmitter is FrSky hasn't gotten it to cooperate with, to communicate with your computer properly as a simulator joystick.
Oh, okay.
So I do have the FrSky XSR SIM dongle. So I can connect to it wirelessly. So I plug the USB dongle into my computer and it connects to it like a receiver.
That is, that is just as good. I mean, it's probably extra, but it's still nice because then, why? That way you don't even have to worry about connecting wire. You just doop, doop, and you're good to go.
Yep.
That's
So
that in my opinion is as good or it's as good. Maybe not better, but it's as good.
yeah, no, I'm excited for it. And this has a headphone jack, a wired trainer jack. It has the Para wireless training system that your radio has, and that my previous radio had. It's not old; it's still brand new. My brother has it. So yeah, we'll be able to connect up and we can get you some trainer flights. Because as our friend said, I forget his name, Dynamic RC, I think it was on YouTube.
Yeah,
said that will really help you along with the simulator time is having a co-pilot sort of deal.
Yeah,
we need to finish your tiny trainer.
I do need to finish that. I guess this is a great transition to latest outings.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You didn't have anything, right?
No, unless you count me watching my boys drive the SCX24s around the living room tonight.
That's close.
All I did was watch.
And
then the batteries ran out, and I took them away while they cried because they were not happy that the batteries ran out and they had to go eat dinner.
I feel that same way when my batteries. Oh wait,
but
I never ran my batteries out.
That's true. You crashed first. But to be fair, I didn't take them away maliciously. It's like, okay, guys, time to put these away. It's time for dinner. I don't want to because they don't want to do anything that they don't want to do. They cry about.
Yeah,
because they're 4 and 2.
And that happens. So, but
carry on. So you're late.
I have 2 outings I can talk about.
All right, let's hear it.
The first outing is I have been flying on a simulator.
Oh, good.
It was it's a 4-channel plane that I've been flying.
Which simulator are you on?
I am using PikaSim.
Okay. You using their 4-channel high wing trainer?
Yes,
airplane?
Yes, I am.
Nice.
And
a good
I
little
switched
plane.
a couple. I was trying to find something closer to my glider, or actually, I was just flipping through a bunch of them, but I stayed with the high wing one the most, and I can't land it at all.
That model in Pika Sim is a little tricky to land. I will give you that.
Yeah. So even
That
when
one likes to bounce.
it really does. It really does. And I've even had it where it bounce. Aircraft is damaged, and then it crashes.
Sounds like you're coming in a little hot.
I don't know.
Nice.
I mean,
It could be a wild variety of things. That's just the first
number of things. I know. I don't always do that, but I can't ever. I've never landed it without damaging the aircraft.
Yeah, well, you bounce an aircraft into the ground hard enough, even on its wheels, and you'll still break something.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I don't feel like I'm coming in hot all the time. It's just I'm not. I still.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not used to the 4-channel. That's something really new to me. But I have been doing. I mean, I've been doing that, so I'm sure I'm better than I was originally. But it felt like because I've done that quite a bit. Probably 8 to 10 hours in the last 2 weeks. So
That's good.
That's kind of a lot. Maybe not.
That's quite a bit.
Maybe not 8 to 10. Maybe it's like 5 to 7. But
That's still a good amount.
Anywhere it's
That's respectable.
And flying that, I felt like right at the beginning I was pretty good. Still couldn't land, and then there was a part in the middle where it, like I could barely take off without crashing. It just seemed like everything went wrong all the time.
Nice.
And now I'm back to where I take off, I can fly around, but as soon as I come down for landing, I can't land it. So that's the first outing. I mean, that's just practice, right? It's not really an outing, but it's getting out.
It's preparation for an outing. It's still quality RC time.
Yeah. And then last Saturday, in the middle of the day, I just was outside, and our friend Rob, who has a FPV quad, and his daughter came out and was like, "Hey," talking to me. She's 2 and a half. We're really good friends, actually. So she's just like, "Hi," and so we chatted. And she brought me over, and then I went over and talked to Rob, and then he's like, "Hey, we're gonna go fly," because he was getting the quad ready to go fly.
I didn't know that thing was running.
Yeah, well, he had to do some changes, which is it was fortuitous that his daughter came and got me because he needed somebody with some technical help.
Soldering?
No, didn't do any soldering.
No.
I actually shared your knowledge of the drivers for Windows and the Tyrannus and the OpenTX.
So that he could run his simulator?
Yep. So he could just communicate to and update the controller because the
his
software he uses.
flight controller?
Yeah.
So
gotcha. So he can set the controller and the quad to be running off of the same signal. So when he goes up,
it actually goes up. Nice. Nice.
So I helped him do that through your knowledge. And then, a couple hours later, we did some things, and then we went out and flew. It was so windy.
Where did you guys go?
Just to the water tower.
Okay.
I took my DJI, so I didn't really have to worry about the wind because it flies itself. And we set up some loops because he's got some flags.
That's right. He made himself some gates.
And so we set up a course. I was able to fly the course once in sport mode with my DJI.
Nice.
It took me like almost a whole battery to do the whole course.
That's sad and embarrassing.
Well, I mean, I've never flown courses like that.
That's true.
So, but
courses do make it harder.
He took his boy out and let his boy fly a bit, and his boy is actually doing pretty good considering.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Did he put it in like Horizon mode or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Put it in Horizon mode.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was actually fun. We were there. I took my boy. He didn't want to fly. I let him fly the DJI anytime he wants because he pretty much can't crash that thing.
Challenge accepted.
I mean, in sport mode, you can crash it.
Well, yeah.
In normal mode, it's really hard. You have to fly into a chain link fence or into
something that it can't see.
Something that it has a hard time seeing, like leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's almost impossible to crash that thing. I have.
Oh, yeah. You still can. If you get it confused enough, it will crash.
Yeah. And in sport mode, those sensors are turned down, because the whole point of sports mode is to just go. And that was the only way I could actually fly through the rings because in normal mode, the
collision
sensors-
mode,
yeah.
collision mode,
It's like
collision,
it
collision.
It wouldn't get close enough.
Yeah. You dying over there?
Nope, just dry mouth. And so, sports mode, it reduces that, lets me. So I was able to still do the course. It was not the whole battery, but battery only lasts about 15 minutes in those things. Because the thing flies itself.
No, I know why, but that's still a long time.
Oh yeah, it is lots. I went through all 4 batteries. No, I only went through 2 of the batteries. Sorry. And then.
So it took you about 10 minutes to fly the course?
Yeah, probably close. 8 to 10 minutes to fly the course. Hey, I've never claimed to be great, and the DJI flies itself, so I don't have to, I'm not used to controlling it. And in sports mode, it's closer to like a.
It's like flying in horizon mode or stabilized mode on a
Yes.
regular quad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it was still fun. We had
Oh,
we
yeah.
had a good time. We flew. We were out there for probably an hour.
Yeah.
Of flying and prepping up and flying and stuff like that. How Rob didn't go through his battery at all, and the
Yeah.
wind was blowing so much. The tips he has for his antennas to keep them at 90 actually blew off.
Oh, dang.
Well, the tape broke first because of a couple upside down landings,
Yeah.
and then they just blew off.
Well, there you go.
And so at that point, it became less stable and less reactive. But we still, like I said, got close to an hour, so it was a good time to get out. I got a lot of extra sun.
Sun is good.
Yeah,
Gotta
so-
love that vitamin D.
Yeah, but it was a good time. Go out again. I don't know. Now my projects are going to be starting for the honeydew list for the house, but
Yeah.
I would like to finish the tiny trainer
That was hot.
and some other things, but that I guess that will take me right into the projects. I still haven't finished the tiny trainer. I would like to finish the tiny trainer. I don't know when I'll finish the tiny trainer.
One of these nights, we just need to get together and hash it out.
We really do.
Because it'll only take one evening. They're super quick.
Sure.
Like we went through it super slow for what we did on here.
Yeah.
But all that's left is the wing and the tail, and then putting it together. Because we did the fuselage here.
Yeah, we did the fuselage. We have the power pod.
Just wing and tail. That's
Just
all.
wing and tail. Yep.
Yeah, it'll be super quick. So we'll do that. Cool.
So
Any other project updates?
I'm trying to think.
Any other
if I-
projects?
No, I haven't done anything else. Because we've talked about my 3D printer, I printed a whole bunch of extra add-ons to the 3D printer. Because
Why
I
not?
can. I did. It was fun. Again, I printed some bearings, the whole bearing.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I think I've got a setting wrong, so I had to file one side down
Interesting.
until it got to because it put a raft is what they call, but it's not supposed to do that. I don't have it set, so it's not supposed to. It's supposed to just start printing right on the bed and not on a raft or not on a set, but
Maybe
the bottom of all. I don't know.
What slicer do you use?
The default
Creality one?
Yeah, the Creality one.
Oh, I really like the Cura slicer. It's really nice.
I haven't. The only other one was the one that comes on the Raspberry Pi 3D printer.
The Octoprint?
Yeah, the Octoprint. I didn't really care for it, mostly because I'd been used to using the Creality. And all it would be is just take some time to get used to it.
Well, and so I did some reading, and the Creality.
Been looking at Derek this whole time. I guess I should look at you guys.
Meh. The Creality slicer is just the Cura slicer with a Creality user interface on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it wouldn't be hard for you to switch over.
That's nice. Because, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
That's the only one thing. And for most of my prints, that's okay. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, like, if I'm printing something that's supposed to be movable, that extra little bit of a layer is a problem.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a setting I forgot to change or what. And that was the only problem. but the once I filed that down, the bearing worked great.
Yeah.
It's actually a piece that I put in because I didn't want to go buy a bearing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
bearings are expensive.
I bet they have one on here. Sure enough, I found one.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it works great.
Oh yeah, I saved a file that's got a whole bunch of bearing sizes.
Yeah, mine has the one I found has
We probably have the same files.
probably I think it's 6
Yeah.
different ones, 6 or 8, and then each one of those has 3 or so different variations of it. So it's the same bearing size, but then the inside diameter
Mm-hmm.
of it is different.
For different shaft sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's usually how bearings run.
So
Nice.
no, sorry. The shaft size the same. The outside is the same for that type of bearing. It's actually the difference between the inside of the bearing to the outside of the bearing. So more space in between.
Interesting.
I could show you.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Anyway, yeah. So that's all the real project updates. Not really much in the realm of flying, but yeah.
All right. I've got a little bit of project updates. So, I took like I said, I was playing with my Tandem X20.
Mm-hmm.
I got the stabilized receiver. I don't know if I've actually shown this to you guys.
I brought mine once. and
No,
showed-
the
the 3D printed.
So I 3D printed a holding bracket for my SR6.
Now, did you make that or did you find it?
I made it.
Sweet.
It's still a work in progress because the hold down clamps that would go around the sides broke because I didn't design them right, and PLA is not very flexible. I've learned.
When you get that designed finish, you'll need to
Share
send
it.
it over to me so I can print
Oh, yeah.
mine.
Yeah, no, I plan on sharing this places. But I got the SR6, which goes in the Stinson Voyager. I got it bound to my new transmitter, the X20, and I've been working on setting it up. I still need to calibrate it properly in the new radio. No, yours needs to be all the way up, remember? There you go. Yeah. So I'm still working on calibrating it so it's oriented properly. But I've got all the channels assigned. I think I have the proper channels assigned for like the mode selection and the gain adjustment and the save me button and all that stuff.
That has so many features on it.
It really does. So I'm working on getting that set up so I can fly the Voyager because I don't want to fly it without this, and I want to make sure I have this set up right so I don't crash it on accident.
Yeah.
So I got
That's
that.
the same I'm going to put in the Tiny Trainer.
Yeah. So I worked on that. I'll
need
I
your
do
help to set that up when we get to that point.
Yes, I will. Yeah, because it's an adventure to set up. My word,
Yeah.
it is technical.
I was seeing that when I started to try to set it up after I'd bound it.
I put Gentle Lady on my notes. Why? What did I do with the Gentle Lady?
Where's your Gentle Lady?
It's over there on the shelf. Because I already talked about the
red
colored.
and yellow, right?
Yeah, I've already talked about how I've got working on covering the wing. I've been, like I said, I've got the Spirit programmed into the transmitter. And again, I'll just copy that same thing over for the Gentle Lady. Was there something else? I feel like there was. I don't know. If I think of it, I'll bring it back up.
I mean, you put it on there, so
I did.
you must have had something else. But
Yeah, I have no idea. It'll come to me. But I also got the electronics for the power pod my Sig power pod that will go on my wing, on my Spirit, please.
Spirit.
Excuse me. So I picked up a Race Star brushless motor. I got these both from Banggood. That's the only place I could really find a good price. This was like $12.
okay.
But it's it's the Race Star Fire Edition. It's a 2207 2200 kV. It'll run a 6-inch prop.
Close to the ones that I got for the slow stick.
Yeah. So
Very
nice little
similar.
thing. It didn't come with banana thingies on the end. So I ordered some. I ended up ordering ones that were too small because I evaluated the size improperly. So I need to find new ones.
I did the same thing, only I got them actually from the shop. I went in. It's like, oh, these I think are probably too big, but I couldn't find the other in smaller sizes that
Yeah.
first time. So I got them.
I got
full sizes.
I got 2mm ones, and I'll still be able to use them. They're
Yeah.
just barely too small. I need 2.5 or 3mm. And then I just got a generic, no brand
controller.
30 amp ESC.
Yeah.
So I'll get those all wired up when I start building the power pod for the Sig.
Very cool.
So
Very cool.
got that in. I'm super excited.
Potential. The potential is great in this room.
So much. There's so much potential in this room. I still don't remember why I put Gentle Lady on the list, so we're going to move on.
Yeah, I mean, that's
probably wise.
Maybe you're just excited about it. I can see you haven't shrunk the. You haven't.
No, I haven't. I haven't taken the time to do that yet. I've been too busy with home stuff, and I got way too excited with the Tandem.
Yeah.
Like, my word, it's so much fun. I love it so much.
Yep.
It's just so great.
So, anything else?
Any beginner tips? Oh,
yeah,
project updates.
Projects updates. Yeah.
Again, I'm still working on redesigning the mounting bracket for the SR6. Once I get that nailed down, I'll start working on ones for my other receivers. Because I don't like putting Velcro on my batteries or my receivers.
No. I love that idea that you have there.
And zip tying it down makes it feel more permanent than I want it to be. So I want to be able to zip tie this bracket in place and then just clip the receiver in.
Yep.
So if I need to pull it out, it's just boop.
Yep.
Because that's how Jetty does it. All of their receivers are either clipped into a bracket or you screw them into a board. And it's really nice.
Yeah.
And I feel that FrSky is trying to go and like edge into the market that Jetty kind of has cornered. And they're on their way with that with these tandem receivers and tandem transmitters. So I'm trying to design for that.
That's very cool.
So
very cool.
Yeah,
so,
I don't think I have anything else.
Do you have any beginner tips? Anything that you've learned? Or that you want to share as a beginner?
This isn't really RC related, but like when you're doing RC stuff, you're going to design to some extent. Whether it be modifications to your plane or actually like 3D printed parts. I don't think you can hear, but I've got my printers running right now for some stuff for my father-in-law.
Yep.
But you're going to make changes. There's going to be a prototype, a first draft, and then a second draft with improvements, and then a third. Like this is my third draft of these parts for my father-in-law. I'm fully anticipating at least one more
for my car for the steering. For the servo, changing that out. I did that one. I did 3. I think my final was a 4th draft.
Yeah.
For it, and I could even improve on it even more, but it's good enough.
Yeah. So when it comes to designing a part or a product or a kit, trial and error is going to be the way it gets done. You're going to go through a couple revisions. If you get it right on the first time, wow, you got lucky. Or you're really good at what you're doing. But the chances are you're going to go through a few revisions. You're going to hit snags. You'll be all right. Work through them. You can do this. You got this. But yeah, just keep going. Make one little change at a time, 1 or 2, depending on the size of the project. And just keep going from there.
Yeah, that's actually, I think that works in. Mine was going to be one of ones we've said before. Fly with a buddy.
Yes.
We've said that before. That was that time, going out with Rob, and that was funner than any of the times I've gone by myself, except for maybe my elf flights. My elf flights were because I could fly that. For
that's
a
easy
long
to
time.
fly by yourself for days. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the elf was the only thing that would be comparable to flying with a friend.
Yep.
And it's just barely.
Yep.
And even the elf was funner to fly when somebody else was with me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
it's always fun when if they're not flying, they're at least an audience and they can enjoy the show.
Yes, exactly. So go with a buddy. Let's see.
So we've still got a bit of time. So I put in a discussion.
Got some stuff in here.
Yeah. So Steven and I have 3D printers. We're 3D printing parts for our stuff. The next logical step is 3D printing airplanes. And I've found a few companies that do that. It's pretty cool. There's Eclipson. They design 3D printed model planes using mostly lightweight PLA.
Okay.
Very finicky stuff, but
Yeah.
it's very lightweight. Makes for a good airplane. And there's a few other companies out there that design planes that are really nice. I just recently came across one called 3D or planeprint.com. They design 3D printed planes using regular PLA, but they use a very special thin wall printing technique so that it's very lightweight but still very durable, and you don't have to spend $40 for a half kilo roll of lightweight PLA.
Print your whole plane.
Exactly.
Got it. Cool.
You can just buy regular PLA and print with that using their special techniques. And they have cool things. They have what they call their version of the Savage Bobber, which is a Cub-like stall aircraft that was highly modified and used in competitions. And then they have their Big Bobber, which is a larger version of that. And then they have a bunch of other planes. But they're very well priced. Like the Savage Bobber, I think it was like $30 for the files. I don't know. It's all in euros. But this Savage Bobber, it has elevator, rudder, your engine, and then it has flaps and ailerons in a 32-inch wing.
Wow.
Like, it's a tiny little plane, but man, it's capable.
And you just print up all the parts, glue them together as needed, and then go out and put your electronics in and go out and fly.
Yeah. It'll take a couple days to print it all.
Oh, more than a couple days.
Oh yeah, but still, like,
I've had single projects that take a couple days.
yeah, no, I had one that took a full 25 hours.
47 was my longest one.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
But so 3D printed planes is a thing, and like I've always been sitting here like, because Flight Test has done a lot of stuff with the Eclipse planes, and their lightweight PLA, and like that's great. The lightweight PLA stuff's good, but it's from everything that I've read, it takes a lot of work to get your printer to print it properly, and until you get your printer running it smoothly, it's kind of a nightmare.
I mean, that's just general with a 3D printer.
Yeah, but it's
like
more.
tweaking.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
I can imagine, like, when you're using some specialized
Filament.
it's even trickier.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but I was looking at a couple of those things that you had posted on your Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I wonder if anybody had done this, what you had just talked about, if they had 3D printed the full planes.
Mm-hmm.
And sounds like somebody is doing it. So.
Yeah, there's several companies out there that do it. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of people on have shared their 3D printed planes, like their home designed ones on Thingiverse. So there's a couple out there. Some are really nice looking. A lot of them are really janky looking, but that's Thingiverse for you.
Yeah. Well, and I've printed mechanical cars.
Yeah.
From there, and I thought they turned out really good. They were fun. So 3D printing an airplane kind of really feels like next.
Well, and it was interesting.
But it would crash and blow up and burn. I'd have to spend 2 weeks printing again and then putting it together.
Well, and that's the nice thing. So they design, like, the wing of the Savage Bobber is 6 pieces, and they're all designed to print on a printer as big as what we have.
Okay.
So
cool.
220 by 220 by 250.
Yeah.
So they're all designed to print on like an average size printer, which is really nice. And they offer, like, planeprint.com gives you, they have on their website a free test piece, which is just a section of wing that you can download. It's just one tiny section of wing.
Oh, okay.
One little, like, 4-inch block of wing, and instructions of how to set your printer settings, so that you can perfect your printer settings and see if
you can get it to print
exactly, and then
before you spend
the money to buy one of their files.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool that they do that. So they have the instructions on how to set your printer up, and then the test piece to test on,
all for free.
I mean, that's a really good business idea.
Yeah,
it's hard to sell something when you don't know if it's going to work on your printer.
Yeah. So,
or it's hard to buy something when you don't know if it's going to work on your printer.
Once I get through a couple more of my planes that I'm working on, I'll probably start 3D printing a plane. In the meantime, I'll work on testing that one test piece and getting that nailed down.
Yeah.
But I'm going to 3D print a plane soon, sometime. It'll be fun.
That is definitely something that I'm interested in also. I don't know when I'll be able to do it because
Yeah, that's the hard part is finding the time.
gotta put it in the list of things. And like I said earlier, my honeydew list, we're gonna start doing some house remodeling, and so my office is one of the ones that are in the chopping block to be completely remodeled. So I
That'll be
probably won't be printing anything this summer.
Yeah, unless you move your printer.
Yeah, unless I get that set up somewhere else, but I don't really have a place for it.
No,
I mean, I could put it outside, but
that's a different monster.
yeah.
So
So anyway, but yeah, very cool. 3D print your RC plane.
yeah, tell us if you 3D printed a plane. Share with us your experience. You can either put it in the comments below or send us an email, rclawnchairpilots@gmail.com.
Yep, we actually look at those.
Yep, we'd love to hear how, like, what you did, what model you used, where you got it, how it worked out for you,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Share with us all your other experiences that you want to. We love hearing your stories. It's great fun.
And thanks again for the advice on the 2 episodes ago. For me just to be like, hey, you know what? You're a noob, and you're still a noob, so just keep on practicing.
Yeah.
Like, get out and do trainer work and
Sparky.
work with somebody, fly with somebody that has experience. So,
Yeah.
and that's what I need to do.
Yep.
So,
I need to get more experience.
I've been doing the sim work, so.
It's a solid start. All right. If there's nothing else,
I don't have
I'm looking
anything
around.
else.
I don't think I have anything else to share. I've shared all the things to share that I have to share
For now,
for now.
it might change here. I mean, next episode,
Tomorrow's a new day. I could come home with 5 new airplanes,
it's a possibility with.
much to my wife's dismay. All right.
So, I think it's you, right?
It is me. All right. With that, when flying inverted, up is down and down is expensive. Torque is how hard you hit the ground, and RPM is how hard you hit the ground, and torque is how far you have to dig to get yourself out.
Something like that.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Thanks,
See you guys.